The drawbacks of safe mode robs a person of some of its youth, of some of their experiences and lessons they could have learned, or at a younger age. The process of their nature of exploration and understanding. That's the drawbacks. Even though safe mode helps ensure that a person, well, hopefully ensure that a person lives a substantial, respectable life. To be a prosperous and to be a productive citizen in society. But the drawbacks is that one, being a person that's been sheltered, that has been living in a religious household, it has caused some forms of self-hate and trauma. Even though religion can be used positively and has inspired me as well, it has also been my hindrance for a very long time. It has also been my hurt me because of what has been told for a long time on how the wrathful and hateful God can be. But I'm pushed past it. But I'm older now. And so there are things that I may not get to go back and do because I've reached a certain age bracket or era in my life. All I can tell you the drawbacks to safe mode. One being I went to school, I've gone through the cycles, through the stages of my educational journey, only to be met with a huge amount of debt and just knowledge that I can use and I throw some of the other knowledge or the other aspects out. It has enriching my life to a certain degree of obtaining more knowledge and understand what I'm capable of, critical thinking skills, etc. But monetary gain, it hasn't helped me thus far. Regardless of occupation, for the ones who want to put their mouth on which occupations are worth going for, it doesn't matter. It's an unemployment rate for all of them, regardless of how much in demand or not in demand said occupation is. Safe mode, I've operated more in safe mode than not. And during my 20s, I was doing something unsafe, which was, what was not recommended, lifestyle was recommended for me. But I did it anyway, rebelling, hoping that that part of me is taking back some of my power to be who I was naturally born to be, or feel like that's what I was reside with at the time. And sound rebellion as well. Did it all benefit? It had its drawbacks and its advantages as well. But what I'm trying to say is that going through the way that the system is telling you that you should go isn't the best option either. I worked my whole life, work, and lost everything. Education after education, I ground up or received in great amount of debt doing for the knowledge that I obtained. And now I'm able to use it and to promote my theories in a different, sophisticated way. Even though some question that sophistication on my morals, on my boundaries, or all in between. It has benefited me. It made me rich overall in spirit. With all the research I've done, the canon doctrine I read, the amount of information I still continue to research and seek. But you got to understand, it's still a double edge. Just like when people who operate more of unsafe from the unsafe mode than safe mode. We know about those drawbacks. We very aware. TV and entertainment showing it the negative narratives show all that. They quick to show the negative. Just saying. But even in those unsafe moments, are liberating. And it's all about just finding that balance between safe mode and unsafe mode. I've done some unsafe things myself throughout my life. But for the majority of the part, I've made it a point to stay safe. And look at me now. Like, yeah, I'm learning things. I'm breaking out of my shell, giving my testimony, singing. Rich in spirit. But now I'm still having to face how I'm going to take it one day at a time, I guess, but how I'm going to obtain, monetary gains that I'm needing to sustain a lifestyle that I am wanting for. So I'm having to go back into possibly going back into the educational field of study something different, to obtain said occupation that is more in demand. That's why I brought up these types of struggles in my bodies of work and my songs, because you got to understand that it's not always green on the other side either. That's why, like, now I feel like I don't need to keep doing this. I'm just singing for my own and rapping for my own way of expression at this point. Not necessarily to obtain being the next superstar or something like that. At this point, it's just, I don't know. All I know is that I do have fans. I do have people that like my work or like my singing or like what I do, my rapping. And in some cases, that's enough. Do I want more? Of course, who don't? Who wouldn't want more? But at the expense of my peace, happiness, to think I have to resort to doing more unsafe things just to obtain said monetary gain or fortune and wealth and popularity, I have to ask myself, is it worth it? Yeah, there's drawbacks to the safe mode. One being, as you get older, as an underdog, 9 out of 10, or it's more likely that your retirement, when you finally retire, is not going to be enough. You have to continue to work until you're dead. Which is it's not pretty in some cases. It's not as rewarding as you want it to be. That's my hopes. That's why I'm hoping, even in my operating in safe mode, that I will find a way where I'm making enough to where when I retire, at least I can have a good nest egg where I have to continue to work. I can go and travel, just live the last of my years being blissful and happy, living in my truth. While I'm actually financially stable and caring and helping people that I care about, my family. Just helping me where I'm financially stable, where I can be happy and not have to worry. So for people who I think we all understand and know and realize that safe mode isn't all what it cracked up to be. There are some bad benefits. At least you have a stable paycheck, even if it is just a buck in some cases. There's some people who actually get more for their buck, but I'm assuming the more responsibility is what drains you and drags you down. So from their perspective, it's like, it's beneficial, but at the same time, it's not. It's a drawback to it. So I'm guessing at the end of the day, what do you decide to pick? What drawbacks are you willing to take for the advantages or the benefits? That's my theory on safe mode.